Meantime, President Trump is shutting down his family's charity after it was accused of misusing funds by funneling them to Mr. Trump or his businesses. CBS News White House correspondent Weijia Jiang reports.
New York's Attorney General is painting the Trump Foundation as a piggy bank for President Trump's business and political interests. In a statement, Barbara Underwood said investigators found a shocking pattern of illegality, including unlawful coordination with the Trump presidential campaign, repeated and willful self-dealing, and much more. White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders.
It's not something we could comment on.
In one instance, the president allegedly used $100,000 worth of foundation money to settle a lawsuit over the height of a flagpole at his Mar-a-Lago resort. And one day after the Trump Foundation hosted an event in Iowa to raise money for veterans in January 2016. Then campaign manager Corey Lewandowski sent this email to an attorney for the foundation asking when they could use the money. At least $500,000 was doled out to groups in Iowa just before the caucuses. But money from a tax-exempt organization cannot be used for political purposes. Candidate Trump defended the foundation in 2016.
100% goes to different charities, including a lot of military. I don't get anything. I don't buy boats. I don't buy planes.
Today, a Trump Foundation lawyer said the charity had distributed $19 million to over 700 charitable organizations and claimed the group has been trying to close since Mr. Trump won the election. Marcus Owens is a former IRS attorney.
Yet it was used apparently as a private slush fund for Donald Trump. So the victims here are the United States government and the taxpayers of the United States.
Attorney General Underwood is moving forward with a lawsuit against the Trump Foundation, which seeks nearly $3 million in restitution and would ban President Trump, along with 3 of his children, Donald Jr., Eric, and Ivanka, from running charities in New York for 10 years. Elaine?
Well, Weijia, you mentioned in your piece that Trump Foundation lawyers claim they've been trying to dissolve the charity since the election. Is there any evidence to back up those claims?
Actually, the Attorney General herself made this a point in the statement that she released today, and she acknowledged that they had taken steps to do that, but she did not want that to happen until she could secure oversight of that process. In fact, she said today's stipulation accomplishes a key piece of the relief sought in our lawsuit earlier this year. Under the terms, the foundation can only dissolve under her oversight, so she can determine how it's going to happen, what's going to happen to the leftover money, and the entire process really as it plays out.
Well, Weijia, what happens to all of the charity's money?
So there's about $1.7 million remaining. And after a judge signs off on this agreement, then both sides will make a list of the potential charities that would receive this money and then go over them. And then there will have to be an agreement about who gets the money. And the Attorney General's office, based on what they have agreed to, will have to say, yes, this is a legit charity. They're going to get the money until all of it is doled out in the proper way and not for other reasons.
Well, how much could this affect the president politically speaking?
This is not a first for President Trump or then candidate Trump. You'll remember that he settled $25 million for Trump University. And so things like this have plagued him before. And other branches of his foundation, of the campaign, are also under investigation. And so, what happens is the president tends to find a storyline, sticks to the story, and does not budge from that. And right now, what we are seeing, at least through a outside attorney for the Trump Foundation, is that they are saying that the Attorney General is misleading this entire thing. That, look, they tried to dissolve this charity whenever the president took office, but they were blocked over and over again, which they believe was unfair. And so they're not putting up a fight that they, tried to do this before. And I think that's what we will hear from President Trump if he speaks about this at all. So far, he has not. You heard in my piece, Sarah Sanders, the press secretary, says the White House doesn't talk about these things either, but we'll have to see if he weighs in, because this, of course, directly relates to him and his 3 children who are defendants in this lawsuit that is still ongoing.
All right, Weijia Jiang at the White House. Weijia, thank you.